It's February and we're talking about Halloween Horror Nights? Yes! So if you are unaware, they are building a massive year-round haunt experience called Horror Unleashed. Today they actually dropped the opening day, they actually dropped some of the ticket pricing, and we're here to talk all about all of it. It is actually featuring 4 mazes that we are going to be diving into. That is Universal Monsters, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Scarecrow the Reaping, and everybody's favorite, The Exorcist Believer. So more details are planned to come about these haunt experiences and some other stuff that we'll be experiencing. So when it comes to the ticket operation, it is split amongst 3 separate categories. So first off being, if you are living in Nevada, they have special tickets for you. Those are a little bit cheaper. So take care of that one. But if you are like everyone else who is traveling over, you have basically 2 choices. You're going to make either a one-time access, which allows you to go through each of the mazes just one time, or you get the unlimited, which for the one-time access, it starts off at the price of $69. And depending on obviously when you go, it could be further more expensive or it could be less. So starting off with the opening date, you're looking at a price of $89. And if you go up into September, it's $99. And that's about the extent that it looks like it goes. But if you are feeling quite worthy in Vegas, you can up that for the unlimited experience, which you get to go into the haunt mazes as much as you would like. To note, this one features less slot times than the general one. With the one-time access, you can just pick a bunch of different times. With the unlimited, you are limited to just 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. But to note, these prices start off at $129 and it goes up from there. You can go up to $119, $149 in September. In October, it dips a little bit here and there, depending on if you go during the week or the weekend. Also, something to note while I was looking around on the tickets and seeing just how far you can buy tickets, March is the cutoff point. Now, no one from Universal has said what this means, whether they're going to rotate some of the houses out by that time and maybe no tickets can be brought for March because then they're going to reset. That could be the thing. They could swap out one of the houses. They could swap out all 4. More information on that, I guess, is to be revealed at some point in the future, but it will be interesting of how they handle that going forward, because you don't want to miss out on some of these houses. You're going to have to plan a trip, at least by March. So now we have more details on the haunt experience of when you walk through. It is a warehouse full of artifacts, some stuff from the past, I'm sure. Looks like there's different rooms and layers. We have a doll, sort of creepy looking room. We have the first room, which is more of a warehouse with some artifacts and stuff on the wall. Just some cool stuff to see in that first room. And then you have the living doll sort of, and then there's another room which it looks like it features like hangout spots, and certain characters that you can take pictures with would be interesting. And then we can also see that there is now this big beautiful Jack-esque HHN 25 Jack artifact thing with Jack and Chance taking a picture on a stage. It looks much different than what we've had before with them being on top of the bar, or at least up on top of the stage. This one looks more eye level, so it will be interesting to see how many times you can see Jack, or whether he just pops out randomly or there's an actual show for you to watch. That will be interesting to see. And they also show us more themed areas with these bar experiences. They are again upping the food, upping the bar experience, because you need something to kind of offset going to the mazes. They want this to be a full featured one-stop shop. Like, you're just gonna go here and spend an entire evening here. Also to note, everything that you see in the video are Easter eggs or behind the stuff, and you gotta look behind the scenes. There's a lot of little nods and clues to past things that we have seen at Horror Nights, so leave it down in the comment section if you've noticed anything in the background. I'm not gonna point them out for you, but let me know down in the comment section. Yeah, so with all that being said, there is a lot of excitement about this. Obviously, it's a big announcement. It's Horror Nights talking in February. Obviously, we are really excited. We're already in the works of planning our California trip. So you heard it here now. This is on the docket. This is definitely added. But there is a lot of concern and a lot of questions I have that are just not answered. So is this going to be a staggered entry? How is this going to figure out when you go on a weekend with the single admission people and the unlimited all in the space? You know, how is that going to work? What's the capacity like? Are you going to pay all this money? And if you are doing the unlimited ticket, how many times are you going to be able to realistically go through the houses? Only twice? Maybe. Depends on the time, depends on when they open and close. On the staggering, are you going to experience the house by yourself? Is the houses big, or are they kind of mid-size? There's a lot of questions that we have that we don't have answers to until, you know, the event opens. So are you set to go to this, or is it too much, especially for all the people who are going to Horror Nights in Orlando? Is this something you're interested, or are you really planning Epic and Horror Nights this year? Yep, that is it for the video. Thank you all for tuning in. Horror Nights in February. It gets earlier and earlier every single year.